Hello and welcome to Decode Your Soul Map. I'm Kelly Bell, and I'll be taking you through a 4-week course of human design, a journey to alignment, where I talk about the 4 pillars, the foundations of human design, and with that understanding of these 4 pillars, which is the energy type, strategy, authority, and profile, you'll get a better understanding of not just your chart, but a better understanding of you as well. So let's dive in. Let's get into it. Decode your soul map. Welcome. Thank you for showing up today. It's a big step to take to start understanding yourself on a deeper level. I love this journey. It is absolutely fascinating. And it's also, I find, a permission slip to be able to be unapologetically you. So I'd like to take this time to say I may stumble my words and pause. I might make some mistakes as I'm talking. There might be spelling errors. So please bear with me. So understanding your human design and the body graph, plus the chart basics and what these mean. It's the unique soul map that is yours. So in week 1, we'll be understanding the body graph. We'll go into what human design is, what your body graph is, what your chart shows you, your body graph structure, and meeting your own unique soul map. So human design is like a unique blueprint for your soul. It doesn't change who you are, but it gives you the best route to travel with least resistance. It's a mix of ancient wisdom with modern science to show how you're wired to live, to love, and to thrive. It's here to help you understand yourself on a deeper level, so you can stop forcing and then start flowing with who you really are. So this here is your body graph. I sent you all one before the course started to be able to have a look at and just get yourself familiar with it. So as we go through the weeks, I will show you the different parts of where we get information from. But the basics are these funny looking things here are your centers. So if they are colored in, they're called defined or open centers. And then the other ones, they are called undefined centers. So you've got these parts that go through the middle, they're channels. The little black dots in each of the centers that are lit up for you are very important. They tell you lots of different information. We won't be covering those on this course. That will be the intermediate course that I do next. These are the planets, the planetary system when you were born. This side, so this is your conscious side, and this is your unconscious side. So again, those same planets reflect side to side of where they were 3 months or 88 days before your birth. And that those numbers, those gates are reflected there. So you get your profile from the first 2, and you also get your incarnation cross from, well, I should say for the first 4, get them from your conscious side first and then your unconscious. And your incarnation cross is from those 4 numbers at the top as well. So what is your body graph? It's a visual map to your unique energy. It's created from your birth details, time, date, and location, place of birth. It shows you how your energy flows through you. So if we go back to the chart, it shows how the energy goes from center to center, how they are linked up, and how, like it said, the energy flows through your chart to make you you. The body graph is made up of a few different components. It shows your potential strengths, how to make decisions, how to interact with others, and much, much more. It's how you uniquely move through all of the areas of life. What your chart shows you. So the energy type is how your energy works best. So the energy types are the manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors. So the Manifestors, you're the initiators and the trailblazers. You're here to get things started and to inform others as you go. The generators, you're here to master what lights you up. Your energy is magnetic when you do what you love. Manifesting generators, you're multi-passionate and multifaceted. You're fast movers and you're here to pivot and follow your excitement. Projectors, you're the guides and you see others deeply. You're best when invited and recognized. Reflectors, you're the mirrors. You're the mirrors to those around you plus your environment. So the wise lunar beings, you need the full moon cycle for clarity. Then we go through to strategy. That would be week 2. Sorry, it covered in week 2. Yes, week 2. So energy type and strategy will be covered in week 2. So your strategy is how you flow in life. So that generator and magnetic manifesting generators, please excuse me, and wait to respond and notice what life brings you, and then follow your sparks of excitement. Manifestors, you inform others before acting, and that creates a smooth connection. Projector, you wait for the invitation. Recognition opens doors for you. And the reflector, you wait a lunar cycle, and that gives you the clarity. In week 3, we will move on to your authority and what makes you, how you make aligned decisions. So the inner authorities is a yes or no, which is usually the sacral, and the spleen also gives a yes or no, but it's in a different way. We'll dive into that in week 3. So the different types of the different energy types have their own way of having their authority and how it shows them to make decisions. So the emotionals, you wait through your highs and lows. The sacral is the gut response. So like I was saying before, the yes or no, but it's in a, you'll find that you want to lean forward or into the yes, or when you have the yes, it's inviting you, and then the no will be like a turned away, retracting feeling, but it also will be depending on what it is. So you can actually help yourself trust the inner knowing and the gut response by asking yourself very simple questions that are yes or no. Something similar to, is my name, like for me, is my name Kelly? It would be a mm-hmm. And if I ask myself if my name was Robert, it would be a and you can feel like it's a heavier feeling, like it's pretty instant. And if you go through your life asking yourself different questions, like what you want to eat, what you want to wear, where you want to go, you actually build trust within yourself. So then you're not second guessing yourself as you go into those bigger decisions. So the splenic, it's an instant intuition and it's often quiet. It's usually a whisper. So it is a yes and a no answer as well, but it's felt and heard in a different way. So for the splenics, you can miss those little prompts, but again, creating situations that you can give yourself opportunities to be able to hear the spleen talk to you and how that plays out for you. So for example, the emotional authorities, they have to wait a day or two, and it can be up to a week or sometimes even a month, because we need to ride the emotional wave to be able to go through the highs and the lows to be able to come to calmer waters or the neutral position. And when we don't have any, when those highs and lows have finished, there'll be no like charge to it. There'll be a calm, intuitive feeling of what that answer is. So it's just, like I said, some might be very quick, and it could be minutes or hours, and then generally it's a couple of days. It can be up to 3 or 4 days, but then those bigger decisions, or those more I was going to say tumultuous, but I don't mean it in a negative way. Something that might be a big upheaval for us, like actually moving to another state or another country, that we might have lots and lots of different highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. And it's when we realize that that comes to a neutral point, that that's our decision that we can stick with, rather than acting in the moment. So the profile is your role in life and your relationships. So it's your soul character role of what your role in life is that you've come here to live. So it describes your personality archetype and how you're seen and how you learn in life. So, for example, a 4-6, it's a people person or a networking person, and you get your opportunities and movement forward through networking with others. It's allowing your inner circle to be able to gift you those opportunities. Instead of going out and selling yourself or marketing yourself, it might be as simple as having a conversation with someone that you're just talking, and they might be interested in what you do, ask you more about it, and go, oh, I know someone that'd be really interested in that. And that's how you can get your leads. So communication is key there. It grows over time. And also the 6 is the role model. So they go through 3 different points, and we'll touch on this. The profile is actually one of my favorite parts of human design. There's a few, but when I learned about my profile and authority as well, it really gave me a different outlook on myself. And it's like a big breath of fresh air. I could actually relax into my life. I'd been putting so much pressure on myself that I didn't really realize that I had been, because I felt like I didn't have any purpose. Felt like I didn't have any direction. But in the timing of what my 6 line is, it's all played out perfectly. So it allowed me to just relax into who I'm meant to be and what I'm meant to be doing here. So the line 6 has 3 distinct parts in their life, but as I said, we'll cover that. So think of your profile is like your soul's costume and how you wear that in this lifetime. So the Bodygraph structure is the centers. As I was saying, it's the funny looking things that are lit up or not lit up in your chart. They're the energy hubs of your body, and they'll be defined or not defined. And it doesn't matter what are defined and what aren't defined. It makes you you. So it's not wise to compare your chart to somebody else's in the fact of, oh, that they've got more centers than me, or like, what's wrong that I don't have centers lit up, or that I have heaps lit up. It actually is just information. It's your chart's way of showing you exactly what to look at, where to look, and how to interpret that. So we won't dive into these 4 that are on screen in this course. As I said before, they will be covered in another course, but I just wanted to touch on those so there's a bit more understanding as to how things join together. So the channels, as I was saying before, they're the ones that they're the lines and join the centers to each other and give us information. It's not just the centers, it's everything in the chart that has information. So the channels are the energy pathways, and it's what connects the centers. Oh, I've left that out. I didn't finish that. It's what connects the centers to each other. So then there's the gates, which are the little black dots on your chart with the numbers in them, and those numbers coincide to descriptions and how it can even come down to like the personality as well, and your traits, your values, lots of different things that can play out in the gates. The gates are actually my favorite. I actually really love the gates. Diving into those, I was just getting so much clarity, so much understanding. There's parts of human design that I'm still learning to grasp. It's so big. My coach, she's been doing it for over 5 years, so I'd say probably 5.5 years now, and she openly says, I still don't know everything, that it's quite in depth. It's like another lady that I follow, I've just bought her book, Making Human Design Simple, and she calls it an experiment. It's there to experiment. It's not there to scare you or put you off. It's there to draw you in to yourself and start to be able to honor who you are and what you're here to do. So that experimenting through life is in all the different aspects and facets, and being able to go, oh, let's try this out. Or like, I've done things this way before, that was my default pattern, but now it's showing me that if I do it this, because it's there in black and white, now it's showing me that if I do it this way, and once you find that you start diving deeper into those parts, you will have so much more alignment, and your life just starts to flow in different ways, and you feel stronger. There's like this ownership of, yeah, this is who I am. So the next one is the column. So as I was explaining at the start, the 2 columns that have the planets and then the numbers beside it, that the right side is the conscious self, and then the left side is the unconscious self, and where those planets were when you were born and where they were situated 88 days before. So these are just as important as the 4 pillars. Everything's important, but it just is how you go about learning it. And once you've got the base structure, the 4 pillars, understanding, then you can start to tie all the other things together. And it takes you into a deeper exploration the further that you get into your chart. So this is, I should have just gone straight over to this one. So this one is my chart, and as I was saying, the profiles are from here. The gates are these numbered parts on both sides, and they reflect where the planets were at your birth. And the unconscious side, which reflects where they were placed in the sky and around the earth 88 days before you were born. So the channels, as I said, they are the ones that link your centers. And I think that's all for that one. So you would have been sent a summary. Yes, it will be a different color, but it basically tells you the basics and the things that you can just turn to and look at a glance of the energy type, strategy, authority, the definition. I won't cover this time or in the intermediate. That will probably be in the advanced course, because it is a little bit to get your head around, but the basics are the when you have a split, you have 2 definite or 3 definite or 1 definite linkage of all of the centers. So this is my summary, and I have, if we go back and have a look at this, there are 3 distinct parts of my chart that the split definition. So I can feel a little bit all over the place with some things, but when I'm around people that actually help me bridge those, there's a better flow of communication, there's a better flow of understanding. It's not that I need others to complete me, it's nothing to do with that. It's just the energy of those that help me to bridge those things together so I can have that complete flow. And it's not relying on others either. I fully rely on myself, but it's like when you have a collaboration with someone, it's amazing how you know, when you just gel with someone and you have that, like, oh, I feel like walk away like, oh, that was really cool. That interaction was really cool. I can't put my finger on it. This is generally why. It's like how your energies come together. It's like almost a gelling, like, yeah, a gelling together. All right. Well, we got through that quicker than I thought. I'd like you to reflect on these questions and see how things sat with you, and how, like, what questions in yourself other than these that they might pull up. It might have, like, where have I got my most, and where can I see that I've got my most energy in my chart? What are these centers? What do they represent? What do my gates represent? All sorts of different questions. But if you'd like to, I don't know if you'd like to journal. I love journaling, so being able to get out of my head and write down exactly how I feel about something can actually help me understand things better. So what part of your chart surprised you the most in going through these, how to read your chart today? Is there anything that has stood out that you're like, oh, actually, I hadn't picked that up before, or oh, now I have a better understanding of those are the centers, and I have some defined and some undefined, which normally we all will. It's very rare that they'll be all undefined, and if yours are all undefined, then you are the reflectors, the 1% of the population. And generally we have a mix of defined and undefined, as well as the channels. Some people might have 4, some people might have 1, or the reflectors, again, they will generally won't. I won't say that because there's always the exception, but generally they don't have channels. They'll have gates and hanging gates, which is the half lines in the channels. And going through and just starting to get yourself familiar with where your understanding lies within your own chart. And next week, we will start diving in a lot deeper to understanding the fundamentals. And it is, I think, a really stable, secure feeling once we can to identify certain things that we might have gone, like, what is that about? Why does it look that way? Or why does it present that way? Next, where in your life do you already see this showing up? That you might, when I was going through the energy types, you might have resonated with, oh yeah, I'm a manifesting generator. Yeah, I do. I can pivot very easily. I do have a lot of energy towards things. I can start a lot of things. Yeah, just start reflecting on where things show up for you and how you might have already identified these. And how would it feel to lean into your type and strategy this week to be able to really start to understand more about what your energy type and strategy is this week. Okay, I would like to thank you all for joining me in this journey of discovering human design. I'd like to remind you that you can reach out with any questions through my email, and get, if you need clarity on anything. Next week, we'll be diving into the energy types and strategies and finding your natural flow in life. So you have a great week, everybody. Thank you for joining me. See you then.